Elilai, Superintendent with responsibilities for Tobago Division, and I bring you greetings on behalf of our Commissioner of Police and her executive, and in particular, our Assistant Commissioner of Police, Mr. Oswin Sabero, who has responsibilities for Tobago Division and Eastern Division. So I want to thank you all for coming to the briefing. So this year marks the 3rd edition of the Tobago October Carnival. Now, the Carnival this season has been declared by the President to be from October 9th to October 27th, 2024. As the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, our mission is to provide an environment of public safety and security by employing planned and coordinated security strategies throughout the Carnival period 2024. Our division has been augmented by support from our sister island, Trinidad, both by members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and by members of the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. Those strengths with which we were augmented are quite adequate to deal with the entire Carnival period and anything that may arise during this Carnival period. Our main objectives are to minimize any opportunity to commit crime and disruptive behavior, to provide high visibility in and around Carnival events, inclusive of residential areas, business places, and our coastlines, to provide enhanced public safety and to preserve public order, to minimize traffic congestion to the traveling public, to provide courteous, tactful, and satisfactory service to the public, to prosecute offenders who choose to violate our laws, to provide an overall level of service to make Tobago October Carnival the safest carnival experience in the Caribbean. Some of our key stakeholders includes the THA, Tobago House of Assembly, the CUT, Copyright Organization of Trinidad and Tobago, the Tobago Festivals Committee, the Tobago Band Leaders Association, the Tobago Regional Health Authority, the Tobago October Carnival Association, Pantry Tobago, Tobago Promoters Association, and TUCO, which is the Calypso organization. Our security stakeholders are the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, the Trinidad and Tobago Fire Service, the Trinidad and Tobago Prison Service, the Immigration Department, the Strategic Services Agency, the Tobago Emergency Management Agency, TEMA, the Environmental Management Agency, EMA, the Airport Authority, the Port Authority, and the Radio Emergency Associated Communication Team, commonly called REAC. There has been several stakeholder meetings during the build-up to Carnival where security and other issues were discussed and the appropriate plans were made and are being implemented as necessary. So several events have already taken place, and I'm pleased to report that there has been no incidents at any of these events, and we intend for it to continue like that throughout the rest of the celebrations. So as the activities intensifies, we will likewise intensify our operations as planned. So for Juve, there will be 30 bands partaking in the Juve masquerading. For the night mass, there are 12 bands registered to take part. For the parade of the bands on Sunday evening, there are 21 bands that are expected to take part. For the Juve celebrations, the band route will be in a clockwise direction along Milford Road onto the Claude Noel Highway, then onto Wilson Road, and creating that circle in a clockwise direction. That's for Juve. For the night mass, the route will be starting at the Coast Guard base on Milford Road and heading east along Milford Road, north along Garderside Road, west on the Post Office Street, and south on Wilson Road. So the main hub of activities is expected to be somewhere around Market Square. For the parade of the bands, which is on Sunday evening, the route will be West on Milford Road, along the clock, south on Wilson Road, in that circle. All bands moving clockwise. There will be some interruption in the traffic flow based on the ferry service, and subsequent to my speaking here, I will ask my sergeant in charge of traffic to come and explain that route or the different routes that are put in place to deal with the traveling public. I want to share a few safety tips with persons who intend to partake in the carnival celebrations. So whatever you are planning on doing this carnival, safety should be your #1 priority. The TTPS would like to share some tips with you on how to stay safe during this carnival season. So tip #1, when you're leaving your home, please secure your premises. Make sure that your doors and windows are locked and that your perimeter lights are turned on. Avoid having or exposing large amounts of cash. Keep wallets and purses secured. In fact, only carry them if it is necessary to do so. Do not accept drinks from strangers or leave drinks unattended. Avoid wearing flashy or excessive jewelry. As far as practicable, please try and travel in groups because usually there are safety in numbers. Arrange meeting points in case an emergency arises. And I'm encouraging parents and guardians, you are reminded of your responsibility to ensure the safety of your children. You are to ensure that they are adequately supervised and are not left in the care of strangers. If you plan to get to the activities in a motor vehicle, please designate a responsible driver. That's if you're planning to consume alcohol, or if for some reason you are suffering from sleep deprivation, please have a designated driver. Please obey and stay within the speed limits because you know that speed kills. When you're driving, please drive not only for yourself, but drive for the other drivers on the road. Ensure that your vehicles are properly secured, that's when parking, and please do not leave any valuables exposed in your vehicle. So as we celebrate our annual carnival in the island of Tobago, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service is responsible for the safety and security of the revelers, spectators, visitors, and citizens alike. This is indeed an enormous task, given the festive mood that is currently prevailing. However, we, the TTPS, and those persons who assist us from the other security agencies, we have the capacity to surmount the challenges that faces us. Right? So in other words, we are sure that we can deal with almost anything that develops during the carnival period. With this in mind, we, the security agencies, remember our motto to protect and serve with professionalism, respect, integrity, dignity, and excellence to ensure that there is a feeling of safety and security among the various stakeholders during this carnival period. So I thank you and I wish you a safe October Carnival 2024. I will now pass the mic to my area West Assistant Superintendent, Mr. Sonel Barrett. He's also the Assistant Superintendent in charge of operations for Tobago.
Thank you, Superintendent, Mr. Eli, to the table, the media, and viewers. I anticipate an incident-free Carnival Tobago 2024. We have all systems in place, and we did internal briefing with the officers along with the Coast Guard and Army personnel. And they were briefed of what are their responsibilities and duties are for the Carnival period. We have collaborated with the stakeholders, the THA, the Carnival Committee, and other stakeholders so that the event can be managed efficiently. We'll have an increased visibility at the guest houses, the hotels, the beaches, recreation areas, and the communities, so that when you venture into the Carnival events, your place will be safe. There will be numerous road checks, and these checks are to confiscate any weapons that persons may have in their possession. And if it is against the law, you will be arrested and charged. And also to play cognizance of driving under the influence of alcohol. I would like the public to pay attention to the regulation of the glass bottles. It will start Friday the 25th of October from 12 midnight and end at Sunday the 27th. And within the Carnival area and the vicinity, only authorized persons are allowed with glass bottles. If an unauthorized person is held, they can be fined up to $1,000 or 6 months in jail. We have also created an operational plan for the Crown Point Police District, because there will be a lot of activities there as well. There will be wrecking in force in the Scarborough district, so be mindful of persons are parked. And our objective is to have a safe and secure carnival and have the carnival party goers enjoy themselves. Thank you.
I will now bring to the microphone my Inspector Crime, Inspector CID, Mr. Bacchus. Inspector Bacchus.
Thank you very much, sir. Good afternoon to everyone and good afternoon to the listening public. As stated, I'm the Inspector in charge of the Criminal Investigations Department as well as the Divisional Task Force in the Tobago Division. And my task here this evening is just to reinforce what was mentioned before in terms of target hardening for the persons on the outside who intend to participate in the carnival activities in the island of Tobago. Persons leaving their homes, we are asking that you ensure that your properties are secure. One of the things that we emphasize is more locks, more lights around your premises, and more neighbors. We have to look out for each other. We have to be each other's keepers. So whilst we are not at home, if someone is there, you ask them to look out for your property. Ensure that if you have CCTV cameras in force, that you ensure that they are working, because some people have them there, but they don't pay attention to whether they are functional or not. And we are also looking at the persons who are visiting our beaches. We have a lot of reports where persons visit the beaches and they leave their items unsecured or unattended. As mentioned by the ASP prior, if you are taken, do not leave valuable items in your vehicle that could be seen by persons passing by. Leave your valuable items at home. So you secure your vehicles and don't leave your items lying around on the sand where any individual could pass and take them up whilst you are enjoying the beach. The persons also coming into the Juve activities, the CID intends to have an increased presence at those road activities and within the Juve activities as well in the Scarborough districts and on the outskirts. So we are asking persons to be mindful of your environment, be each other's keeper, and let us have a safe and happy Carnival 2024 on the island of Tobago. If you see something, don't forget to say something. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Bacchus. I want to invite our representative from Trinidad, Inspector Piet of the Galley Municipal Branch, to say a few words to us.
Good afternoon, Senior Superintendent, Mr. Eli, Tobago Division, personnel from the media houses, general listening public, good afternoon again. I am the inspector in charge of operations at the Conduct Emergency Branch, which has got responsibility for public order and tactical operations. We are here in the Tobago division to render support to Tobago with regards to the carnival activities. Our intentions is to ensure that this year's carnival is also a safe one. We have been very successful in the past 2 years, and this year we intend to ensure that it is the same. We urge persons to be very mindful of their behavior, the consumption of alcohol, as we are here to deal with public order, crowd control, tactical operations, and render support for all criminal activity which may be happening in the Tobago division. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mr. Piet. Superintendent Joseph.
Thank you, Senior Superintendent Eli, members of the media, all persons present. We intend to make this October Carnival 2024 the safest carnival, not just in Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago, and the Caribbean, but the safest carnival in the world. This might be a good tagline going forward. We ask the public to pay close attention to all laws and to be exercise safety generally. The Senior Superintendent, the ASP, and everyone here said quite a lot with respect to securing your property, your valuables, and most importantly, yourselves, your children. So we look forward, as I said, and we would, by the grace of God, do our best in ensuring public safety and the safety for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Joseph. Our final presenter will be Sergeant Kirk from the traffic section to give you all some details about the traffic routes.
Good afternoon, each and everyone. I am Sergeant Daniel Cook of the Traffic Department, and I have the responsibility for this October Carnival to deal with the traffic management. Just as outlined by the Senior Sup, there will be a disruption in the normal flow of the traffic starting from 3 a.m. on Saturday. That is for the Juve celebration. For the public who will be traversing from the direction, if they are proceeding west, meaning those who are proceeding heading to Scarborough, that traffic will be diverted from the Orange Hill traffic lights. You are required to make a left turn, which is you will be proceeding north. From proceeding north along the Orange Hill Road, you will then be able to make a right turn along the Mount Mary Road. From the right turn, then you make a left turn onto Spring Garden Road, and you will head straight out to the Plymouth Road. And from the Plymouth Road, you will then access the Wilson Road traffic light. Only persons who are issued with a pass will be able to access along inside of the Wilson Road and along the Milford Road. For persons who are traveling on the ferry during that period, there will be a change in the flow. So for those who are traveling on the Cabo Star along with the Galleon Passage, during that sailing, there will be the pan. The pan van will still be on the route at that point in time. So the vessels, the vehicles will have to proceed from Bay Street, From Bay Street, you'll be heading onto Carrington Street, and you'll then be making a right turn along Gardenside Street. From Gardenside Street, we'll be heading along the Darrell Spring onto the Wilson Road. During that time, the Wilson Road will be open. On Saturday night, it will be open, so you will be able to traverse along the Wilson Road area. For those who will be proceeding on the Buku Reef along with the other boats, which are the lighter vehicles, they will proceed along Bay Street, along the North Side Connector Road, and head up to the Rockley Vale traffic lights, or they can traverse from Bay Street, which is the street by Church's Chicken, and they head up along the Burnett Hill, up to the main street, and head out to the Rockley Vale traffic light. So those will be the traffic arrangements which will occur during the carnival period. We are just trying to let and emphasize on the public to please comply with the direction given by the officers, and because we are just here to make sure that we have a very safe carnival. Thank you.
Thank you, Sergeant Cook. So, if there are no questions, we'd like to thank the media for coming.
No, we have questions.
Okay.
Mr. Eli, in terms of the tactical gear. Let's go around Steve, 6 schools and the Express newspaper. Just wanted to know from you, I know that officers were given until Wednesday to bring in their tactical gear. Could you give us a number in terms of Tobago?
Well, I can't give you a specific number at this time, but what I can say from my information is that all officers who were issued with such kits have since returned them as instructed.
What reassurances can you give the public in light of an increase in murders in Tobago? We have 25 murders, one of the highest we have ever had in terms of like criminal activities on the island. What reassurances can you give the public and visitors especially?
Right, so we have been looking at the various strategies that have been employed in Tobago through the earlier part of the year. And with the new administration in Tobago, we have added to those strategies. And I must say that October so far has been the month of the year with the least amount of crimes in Tobago. And I take that as a positive. We have had one murder since the new administration came into being, which is really, could be categorized as domestic, right? So we have seen a total reduction in the gang-related murders, a total reduction in the violent crimes, and we are looking at even developing on our strategies, right, to ensure that just not this carnival is safe, but that Tobago on a whole continues or is brought back to some level of accepted security, so that persons can once again enjoy their properties and enjoy their lives as normal citizens are entitled to. So we'll be continuing along our strategies and looking at new ways. Every day we look at new ways. We have meetings and we discuss ideas, and we look at new things to add to our current strategies to ensure that the safety of the people of Tobago is at a level that is accepted or acceptable. I want to add to Ms. Williams that within the past few weeks, we have had several persons arrested for narcotics. We have had a major narcotic fine, one of the biggest narcotic fines in Tobago for the year. That's with 30 kilograms of marijuana. That person was arrested and charged after very diligent inquiries, spearheaded by our own Inspector Crime, Ms. Bacchus. We have had several persons arrested for smaller quantities of marijuana, and we have retrieved several firearms off the streets in Tobago.
How many, you can tell us?
For the month of October, we retrieved four firearms for the month of October, along with quantities of ammunition and again smaller quantities of narcotics. Any other questions? Right, so again, I want to thank the media for giving us this opportunity to speak to the public of Trinidad and Tobago, and in particular, the people of Tobago. And I want to finish my presentation by saying that Tobago Carnival 2024 will be safe, will be secure. The armed forces, the police service, security agencies will be out in our numbers, doing what we do best to make sure that you, the citizens or the residents of Tobago, and our visiting public enjoy a safe carnival. So I thank you.